Hey guys, Rich Boy J here, back again with another live stream. I am extremely sorry for the 15-minute delay in the start time. I was basically just having issues with my camera. I mentioned this before, but whenever I stream, I have to essentially hack my camera to get it to stay on for the duration of the streams, which requires like a rubber band and some weird stuff to get. It's weird. But I was basically just having trouble getting that set up. But we're good now. Hopefully everything works as it should and we can progress with the stream. So this is going to be another Starkiller stream, as you could probably tell from the title of the video. And my plan is basically going to be to replicate building these. These are, I'm honestly not even sure what this is. This is just a thing. It's some sort of machinery that's on Starkiller base. There's 4 of these in front of that section right there. So my plan is going to be to see how many of these I can build. This is just something I came up with last night. It's not super complex, but I like it. Looks kind of cool. Looks kind of cool. That's the most I can say about it. So that's going to be the plan for today. This is a guest stream, so if you guys are a part of the Discord, you can go ahead and hop in the waiting room there, and we can talk. This is an earlier stream, as you guys can tell. This is basically because I have to work today. I have to work later today. And I wanted to give overseas boyos basically an opportunity to join these streams at a reasonable time and perhaps get to talk to me if you guys don't typically get to do that. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, my bad. I'm forgetting. Where are my manners? I didn't do the rundown for today. So in the chat, we got Duck Bricks, Ken Gold, Minor Mix Mox, King Bibby, Jan Herman, Kenlin H, Ken Gold, Mr. Jakey, Speed Lego, Ethan 15, Dinosaurs 124, Darth Maul Lego, Infernal Bricks, Axidroid, Playmation Shorts. What's up, Ben? Stephen Romero, Dutastic Mimi Lego, Patricia Martin, Jacob DeVore, British Bricks, Brickmaster 75, Brady Kasobish, some dude named Kedem, Alvin and the Squirrels. I swear some of these names. Simon Schreiner, Andrew Biscuit, Lego Previsla, Chandler L, Gaspard Grandjoan, Fulcrum Games, Cullen Johnson, Tim Fitzgibbons. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, Andre, what's going on? So here's something I didn't realize until a few seconds ago. Mando Season 2 premieres in 2 days. Holy crap. It's this. I feel like the Mando Season 2 premiere has just kind of snuck up on me. But we can talk about that a little bit. We can talk about Mando Season 2. And hold on, let me hop in my stream voice call real quick. I'll move Axdroid over. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, man. Just enjoying building on this lovely morning.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. It's a thing. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but it's something. Duck Bricks wants to know what camera I'm using. I use a Nikon D5300. That is the camera I use. Are you excited, Axidroid, for Mando Season 2?
I am, but the trailers weren't that exciting, but I'm still excited. Just to have some Star Wars content.
That is true. I have my reservations. I have not been shy about my concerns for Season 2, but it will be nice to get new Star Wars. See, I feel like it feels like Star Wars here where I live, right? Like for the past, 5 years or so, Star Wars has been synonymous with me with the winter season here in the U.S. So it feels like Star Wars. Like it's getting cold here in Houston right now, and I'm in the mood to sit back under a blanket in front of the fireplace and turn on some Star Wars. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Isn't it releasing at 3 a.m. for your time?
I think 2 a.m. So basically, it releases at midnight Pacific time, which is like California time. I'm 2 hours behind that. On the East Coast, it would be 3 a.m. because they're 3 hours. I guess I don't know. I don't know how time works, but yeah. So for some people, it will be 3 a.m. It's 2 a.m. for me, which is only slightly better.
That's so good.
What's up, Darth Maul Lego? What's up, Gooby0222? He says he's working overtime right now. That's what's up. Get that mock money, my friend.
Yeah, I'm finally building that AAT. Got all the parts for it.
I was happy to see that. Have you actually started putting it together?
No, I'm gonna do it on stream for the first time, but I did sort all the pieces.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, man. It's such a cool little model to have. Like, I mean, I think honestly, for the price that it costs to build that, that might be my favorite like low cost mock that I built. I say either that or N3rd's Naboo Starfighter. It really is nice when you can, spend like $50 and get a very nicely detailed mock. I love those cheap builds like that, and it still be minifig scale because it's a pretty small tank.
But I also had like 70% of the pieces already. So
oh, even better. Yeah.
That's better, yeah.
Even better.
And it's so much better than the 2008 one.
Oh yeah, it's not even close.
Other vehicles I'm using.
I was at Garrett's house not last week, a few weeks ago, and he has a 2008 one, and I was looking at it, and it was the first time I really like took a look at that thing close up for any extended period of time, and I was just like, man, like that Mr. Idler AAT is so much nicer than this. And the fact that people spend like big amounts of money to get that set, I guess maybe not so much anymore since the new one came out. I would hope not. I think the 2008 one is probably better than the new. Like, I don't know, it's too big.
Yeah,
it's kind of a toss up. But I would like if it came down to me, I would rather buy the new one at retail price than spend what the new one was $50, maybe like 70, 80, $100 to get the old one sealed. Like that's just insane to me.
I actually paid €80 for 2 of them with all of the figures.
Oh, nice.
That's a good deal.
HollowNet asked, how was the Monster Truck Rally? It was awesome. It was so nice to be at a Monster Truck show.
Actually, I always wonder, do you have to get those earpieces or not?
Get what pieces?
Like the stuff that you put in your ears because it's too loud. So.
Oh, yeah. When I was younger, I used to do that. Because, it's extremely loud. But I go to so many now that I'm just kind of used to it. Someone on eBay had like 6, and it was for bidding. Like there was a listing of 6 of that old AAT. I wonder how many of that AAT does David have? I don't even want to know. I can only imagine how many of that set that man would buy.
The figures are great though. 3 of those super battle droids.
That is true.
And 2 clones.
When I sit back and I look at my collection of mostly broken super battle droids, I can appreciate any set that actually came with them. Hey, what's up, Trevor? How you doing, bro?
Oh yeah, did you see all the new Black Series that came out?
Yes. So they announced. I'm trying to think. What did they announced? Obviously, the Mando. It's going to be exclusive to Target here in the U.S., which sucks because it's going to be extremely hard to find. I feel like I went through my wave of really wanting like Black Series figures, and I still do. But like as of late, like I've been trying to hunt down because they recently released a Phase 1 clone trooper, and I would buy like 3 or 4 of those because that's probably my favorite clone design, like by far.
That one has the red packaging, right?
It has what?
The red packaging.
I think so.
I like the new packaging a lot, actually.
I agree. I think the new packaging looks awesome to me. But the thing is so hard to find. Like I can't find it anywhere here. Like it sucks. Like every time I go to the toy out and look for Black Series figures, it's either completely empty or there's like 5 or 6 of one very invaluable figure. Like I'll see a bunch of Jannas, a bunch of Landos. Like it's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Like coming from Lego, where I mean the 501st Battle Pack's kind of hard to get, but for the most part, any Lego set you can just walk into a store and just get it. It's there. Like availability typically is not an issue for just normal Lego sets. But it seems like every single Black Series figure, you got to jump through hoops to find it in a store. Like, it's so frustrating. And, like, that's kind of what turned me off of it the first time. And I feel like it's happening again because I'm getting tired of trying to hunt down Black Series figures.
I also feel like it's so unnecessary also. I mean, why?
Yeah. Like,
why so exclusive?
Yeah. Like, why is finding toys so difficult? I don't understand.
Yeah. Isn't Hasbro, like, one of the biggest companies?
Exactly. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rhett Jacobs said, so I was playing Battlefront 2 and apparently the ARC Trooper has a wrist rocket. You can't use it, but it's there. All right. Shout out to wrist rockets. Everyone's favorite weapon nowadays. MC Custom says, I want to get the Razer Crest and do a mod to make the interior better. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people modify the Razer Crest set to make it better in many ways, which is cool.
Did you also see that big Razer Crest?
Yeah, Hasbro. Yeah, Hasbro's making one for the 3-inch figures, which is pretty cool. Like, I wish that existed before I made mine. Like, just to have really nice detail.
That's such a good reference material.
For sure. My friend's gonna get one. He also got. Have you seen that sail barge that they made?
Oh yeah, the vintage one, right?
Yeah. So that one's insane. And he has that as well. But that's like
the Razer Crest.
Ridiculous.
That's $350.
It's weird to think that Razer Crest is actually only like half the price of my Lego one if you wanted to get the parts for it.
I mean, what we could choose, the Cantina or the Razer Crest?
Like Lego Cantina or Hasbro Razer Crest? I'll go with Lego Cantina. Lego to me just is a more fun toy, honestly. Like you just get more versatility with it, you know. Plus, I think the scale is better. I think that like the Lego minifig scale for Star Wars, especially, like it just works so much better than honestly any other toy, in my opinion. Like for example, the 3-inch figures, like you can get some nice vehicles with, like, but like an X-wing though is huge for 3-inch. Compared to the Lego one, you know, it's about half the size. It's like the Lego minifig scale X-wing is so easy to play with, you know. 3-inch a little bit more difficult to play with. 6 inches is kind of out of the question. Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, I think Lego just makes a much better play scale. Not that I play with my Lego because I'm an adult and I am sophisticated and I sit around and appreciate my Lego helmets like the beautiful pieces of art that they are.
Yeah, I would never want to have a big ATST on display for like a Black Series. That would look.
It'd be huge. Oh my god. Yeah, Trevor brings up a great point. He says Star Wars ships are already huge, so having small figures is great. I totally agree. Like the fact that I can have a minifig scale AT-AT for Lego and like it can sit on a table, you know, like that just works out. Like a minifig scale, I mean like a Hasbro 3-inch scale AT-AT would be insane. It'd be like half as tall as me. So Lego scale works really well for Star Wars. There's still certain things you can't do, you know, like most capital ships are kind of out of the question. But like when you're pushing the boundaries, you can still do some things, you know, like you can realistically build a Tantive 4 minifig scale with Lego. Like it'd pretty much just be impossible at like any bigger scale. Like you're talking about, you need a warehouse's space at that point. What's up, Bricks of the Republic?
Also, that Black Series new Mandalorian from season 2, is that just a reuse of the Beskar Mandalorian?
The body is for sure. You can remove his helmet, so his head mold is new. But I'm pretty sure the body is exactly the same.
I might get that Scout Trooper. Not sure.
Oh yeah, he comes on the bike. I already have a Scout Trooper. I got the he came on the brown Endor type bike. But it is cool that we're getting another speeder bike. I want, because they recently released basically a bunch of like the Endor figures, like the like they released Leia, Luke, and Han, and I forget which Ewok they released, and they released an Ewok. But I'm like super hype about that. Like I want to get all those figures, and I want to get another speeder bike so I can basically have Leia and Luke riding on one, chasing a Scout Trooper on the other one. I think that'd be a fun display for Black Series figures.
For sure. That's
like the one figure we need from Lego. Like Lego has pretty much made every single Luke. But the one thing we need that we just don't have is like an updated Luke with his poncho from Endor, because there's just no Lego version of that right now.
And then with like his outfits underneath.
Yeah.
The black one.
Exactly. So can we get an Endor set soon, Lego? That's like the last Luke that we need to be updated, and we'll be good to go.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hey.
See what I did there? I made the,
He said the funny.
I said the funny.
Joke.
I heard Obi-Wan say hello there, and I clapped. Yeah, Playmation, that's a good point. We need Luke with no metal. That's a great point. Forgot about old Celebration Luke. Now, honestly, that entire figure could use an update. The only problem is, like, that's not really a figure you'd put in a set, because I don't think that, I mean, they're never going to make a set just of the Celebration. So it'd have to be some sort of exclusive thing, like they did before in a book.
Okay.
But I feel we're so far removed from that, like, I can't imagine that figure's at the top of their list.
That could be something they could do in, like, a Master Builder Series Yavin.
That's actually a good point. That's the thing, like, how would they... So here's my thought. So, obviously, there's that Yavin that never got made, right? The one that was supposed to be a set back in the day. It was a prototype. And they never made it.
Yeah.
But looking back at that, like, just the concept of a set like that... So, Yavin's pretty much just characterized by the vehicles in it. Like, the scenery isn't as important as the aesthetic of just having a hangar full of vehicles. So how do you capture that in a Lego set, right? Like, it has to come with at least one vehicle. And I assume the vehicle's not going to be scaled. Like, it has to be scaled down. But if it's a hangar, like, minifigs kind of have to be next to it, interacting with it. So, like, I'm not sure a minifig scale... Or, no, I'm sorry, minifig scale. I'm not sure a Lego, like, Master Builder Series Yavin would work. Like, it seems... I don't think that would sell well, honestly.
Mm.
It sucks that we only had the +4 Gavin sets.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
You guys want it Yavin. Here you go. Mom, I want Yavin. We have Yavin at home. Yavin at home, 4+ Yavin. So I think what they could do, maybe, like, if they did... I could see them doing a smaller portion of Yavin, or even, you know what I could see them doing? Kind of like that Home 1 set, where that's the A-Wing and, like, the hangar around it. I can see them doing, like, an X-Wing, with, like, $120 X-Wing that's called, like, X-Wing and Yavin, or something along those lines. That it's an X-Wing, but there's elements of Yavin around it, and then they could throw in, like, a, ceremony Luke with a updated jacket. Trevor brings up a good point. He says you can easily update it. You need the Cloud City Han legs, and the Firestar has the yellow striped arms for him. That is very true. Yeah, those. The only thing is, so that's a good question, Trevor. I'm sure you can find this out most quickly. How much would it be for me to buy another pair of those Han legs?
Oh, I really wish they came in the cantina.
I know, dude. So now that I think about it, if they did do, like, a Yavin set, they could include, like, a battle damaged R2-D2, like, from the end of the Battle of Yavin, when after he gets shot. That'd be a nice exclusive figure. Like, I feel like if they included Dirty R2 in that Yoda's Hut set, we could do a battle damaged R2. What other weird variants of main characters do we need? I guess Leia with her hood on. Like, if they wanted to do, like, a custom molded, like, kind of her hair underneath it with, like, the hood kind of, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, her hood over her hair. I think that'd be a nice thing. I honestly expected them to do that in the Tantive 4 set. But, honestly, if I've gotten to the point where I just need to stop expecting for them to put, like, super, like, detailed, updated figures in anything, because it's probably just not going to happen. Like, that, I feel like that Cloud City Han, like, spoiled me. I'm like, oh, man, like, them doing this opens up so many possibilities. And then they're just like, never mind.
I always find it weird, like, the Star Wars dual mold legs are so rare, but they come so often in the minifigure series and all those cheaper minifigures.
I feel like they're holding off on just making dual molding a standard for Star Wars until they just absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand that from a point, just because like Lego Star Wars is an evergreen theme, so it needs to have longevity, right? There needs to always be things that they can give you to look forward to, like, oh, this is the new thing we're doing with this. So I like, we just recently, it seems like toe printing is now becoming like standardized, right?
Oh yeah. So, like they're bringing more of that in, and then every couple of years they'll start making arm printing standard, and then side leg printing and dual molding or something.
Right. The only thing that concerns me for is like troops, though. Like, if in 3 years, you know, after the 501st Battle Pack retires, everyone's, you know, got like, you know, 50 to 100 of that figure, and they release like a 100 or in the $90 Grievous's Starfighter, and it comes with a 501st troop for some reason. I don't know why. It comes with any troop, honestly, with arm printing. Like, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be so rough.
They would do it.
I mean, like, even with the Airborne Trooper that we just recently got, the changes in that one are small enough to where I think if you have a bunch of that old Airborne Trooper, it's not like, oh crap, like there's this new one. Like, the old ones still look good enough. There's not a huge enough gap between them. Arm printing would be a very big gap, like if they started doing that for clones. So I hope. So I like what they did. I like what they did with the new Stormtrooper helmet. Like, obviously it's controversial. Some people like, some people don't. But like, it seems they jump pretty quickly to make it very readily available. So even if you had been collecting those Rogue One battle packs and you got the new one, you like, and you're like, oh, I want to update these. Like, they came in a battle pack and 3 for a $20 figure. I mean, $20 set with 3 of the new Stormtroopers in it. So
I don't think that should have retired so early.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know why those sets retired. They retired in like less than a year.
I wish I got more.
Yeah,
I got 1.
Same here. But my point is, that was a nice thing for them to do, so you don't feel like, oh, I wasted so much money on these older figures, and now there's this new one, and I can't even like replace it easily, you know. So I hope they do that with clones. You know, whenever we get this, because you know it's coming. Like, we're inevitably going to get like the updated clone helmet, like dual molding, whatever. It's gonna happen at some point. So whenever it does happen, I hope, you know, it's not like I'd be very I'd be very annoyed by this, but I could totally see it like in the UCS gunship that comes out next year. They do like dual molding for the Phase 1 clones in it. I would be so mad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, am I a joke to you?
Definitely, because you bought so many of those battle packs.
Exactly. Jedi Bob says, no, we won't. The Phase 2 white clone will never happen. It is weird that that's such a difficult, like... I don't know. So I don't know if it's the case. Like, because most of those, like, Wave 1 microfighters, the figures in them aren't hard to get. A lot of them aren't unique, but they aren't super hard to get. But that white clone, oh my god. Like...
Yeah, it's so weird that like the most regular clone is in one little tiny set.
I think the thing is, Advent calendar too.
Yeah, it was the Advent calendar from.
Both of those sets go now for triple the price they were at retail.
Yeah.
That makes me so angry. I guess, to be fair, like, we don't see that clone a ton even in Revenge of the Sith. Like, you actually have to look pretty hard. Like, you have to really be paying attention to notice the standard all white clone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you see more of the 501st than the regular one.
I don't know, what clone has the most screen time in Episode 3? Like, what version of a clone? Because Shake Troopers, maybe? 212th, maybe? 501st don't have that much screen time, though. Like, 501st, like, they march up the stairs, and I guess there's a scene with Jet Jukasa. Yeah, so that's like a long-ish scene. Maybe it might be 501st just because of that scene.
The cheapest for a sealed clone turbo tank microfighter is $50 with free shipping.
Oh my god!
Or $3 shipping on eBay.
Imagine paying $50 for a microfighter.
Kinda crazy.
So you're paying $50 for the clone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone find that out. Someone find out what clone has the most screen time in Episode 3, or what clone legion rather. I'd be interested in knowing that. What about the orange stripe? So yeah, that's the 212. 212, I mean, they're in a pretty extended sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan actually does spend a bit of time on Utapau.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Colt? How you doing, bro? Looks like the consensus in the chat is the 212. So, there we go.
I don't know. It would make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 212 boys. That's probably still my favorite battle pack of all time. Trevor says a lot of people in this community contribute to this problem by hogging like 100 of them. I mean, yeah. I feel like. You'll think we'll see that again? Like, clones go for ridiculous prices. I feel like, obviously, I mean, if LEGO just stopped making them forever, then yeah, like, people down the line will pay ridiculous money for them. But I would hope that everyone who really wants clones now will be smart enough to buy enough of them, so years from now, they're not going for insane prices.
Yeah.
Is there actually like a Lego set or minifigure that has gotten down in price instead of going up?
I would say
Maker sets haven't gone up too much.
I would say probably the Rebel Stormtroopers. There were 4 of them in a was it a $12 set or a $15 set? Was it still 12 at that point, or 13 rather? How much was that? How much was that Rebels Imperial Troop Transport? Was it 15 or 12? $12.99. Okay, I would say that figure probably is dirt cheap right now. Like 4 of them in a $13 set. Like, there's no way people. If that minifig became expensive, I would just quit Lego. Like, I would just be done. I'm glad we're at the period, because there was a time when that set was on shelves, and everyone who wanted to do a mock with a bunch of stormtroopers, they used that set. And I hate the way those Rebels Lego stormtroopers look. So like you'd see something that just was not a Rebels mock. It was like an original trilogy mock, but like it would have those stormtroopers. But I'm happy now, since then we've gotten the Rogue One battle pack and the updated helmet battle pack. So you don't just randomly see mocks where people have to use that helmet because any other helmet was too difficult to acquire.
Yeah.
Do you prefer small mocks with huge amount of detail or big mocks with not that much detail? I mean, there's obviously advantages and disadvantages with both. Like, a big mock has, a presence to it, right? Like, wow, like, there's so much here. Like, cool. Like, it's kind of a spectacle. I would say I respect a person more who did a small mock with more detail, just because, like, if you have money, you can just buy ships and you can place the plates and put your ships on the plates and call it a mock, right? It obviously takes a lot more effort to really like come out with interesting techniques, and especially if you're building at a small scale, like, you have to really like work hard to use your space efficiently. Whereas if you're doing a big mock, like, whatever, like, I can just do whatever I want wherever I want. I don't have to, consider maybe building something in a creative way to get it to fit where I need it to fit. So. I mean, the trade-off here is just build a big mock with detail. Boom. Best of both worlds. Like Hannah Montana. What'd you say?
I love big mocks for sure.
I like big mocks, and I cannot lie.
And you have the biggest mock of a Lego Star Wars mock, at least.
If it ever gets finished.
I mean, that final video is going to be longer than Fargo's, I think.
Oh, it for sure is. I have no doubt. There's so much to show. Like, there's just so many things to show off.
You'll have to do it in parts, because I don't think you'll have enough storage.
I would like to do. I'll probably just have to do multiple videos on it, but I will have one video, like the main finale video, will have everything in it. Just because I want to have one video that you can go to and be like, everything from Starkiller is in this video. This is all you really need to watch, and then you can watch the extra stuff if you really care to learn more. 3 of 30 says he's in PE class right now. Shout out to everyone in class. That's some dedication, man.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
I can say that I've never, when I was in high school, I never watched a live stream in class because there didn't exist live streams on YouTube.
No live streams.
Yeah.
There's probably a good reason.
Honestly, the closest I ever got to like that was I was super into cell phones and just cell phone technology when I was in high school. So I was always into like, what new phones they were going to announce and what new features they'd have. So like I had they were basically announcing the new version of the phone that I had, and I was like, I had my phone out like refreshing this news page, waiting for updates on it in class, and whenever they finally like showed pictures of it, I basically just excused myself from the classroom and went in the bathroom to look at pictures in the stall. So that's how I was spending my time in high school, guys.
It's gonna be me when the gunship gets revealed.
Oh, that's gonna be me if the gunship gets revealed with Phase 2 Cody and a decent scale.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for the set, but I literally have no space for it, so...
I can only imagine,
annoying.
like the gunship already, the wings are huge. Like, it's such a
so
big
much
set.
space.
It takes up so much space. Like, I don't know how David has so many of them and can just display them back to back to back. Like, the space that those take up alone is just ridiculous. Darth Maul Lego says, I don't want Phase 2 Cody. I want Jedi Bob. I feel like if Lego released another gunship, and rather than Phase 2 Cody, they released Jedi Bob, and they were like, yeah, guys, we had so many people vote on this thing, and we had an overwhelming response of people who wanted Jedi Bob. We were going to do Phase 2 Cody, but clearly Jedi Bob's more popular, so we made him. Would you guys be mad? I would be pretty annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, guys, the joke has gone too far.
I want a Phase 1 pilot with new helmet.
With tubes.
For that
With an
set.
accurate helmet.
Not
No
only
fin.
with tubes, but no fin too.
Yeah.
They gotta normalize those tubes.
Yes. How come the First Order only gets those? Like, I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
the Empire needs them too.
Exactly. Maybe
It's such a
putting
pirate thing, so...
putting one tube on a helmet is doable, but putting 2 tubes on a helmet is just out of the question, apparently. So they just put none.
Apparently so.
Nah, I'd be pretty angry.
That's still your favorite figure, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That First Order Special Forces TIE pilot. Yes. It's so beautiful. It is the perfect minifigure. You may not like it, but that is what peak performance looks like, guys.
I had that figure, but I lost it. Or either that or it got stolen. So
Oh,
but I don't want
that's
to
rough.
point any fingers.
Bro, no, you better start pointing fingers. Bro, if that figure came up missing in my collection, I would like anyone who's come close to my Lego collection, I'm pointing fingers. I'm calling everyone out in a video. Be like, all right, guys, Matt was at my house and my figures come up missing. Matt, if you value your safety, return my figure or else.
You have 24 hours.
You have
24 hours.
That would be a crazy scandal. Like, your 2 favorite YouTubers like finally meet up and make a bunch of content together, and one of them, they finish that, and then the next day a person makes a video like, oh, like, this person is a thief, they stole my thing, and the person makes a response video like, no, I didn't, like, I would never do that, and it just goes on back and forth until the person originally figures out, oh yeah, I actually just misplaced it, never mind, guys, go on with your
Yeah.
Yeah, one figure that got stolen or lost is my old Peep Fortuna. Pretty sad about that.
But the tan one, the original one.
Yeah, the one from the little set with R2D2 and C3PO.
Jabba's message.
Jabba's prize.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them from that.
Which
Yeah,
one
I
is?
think Jabba's prize has
It's Han Solo.
yeah, and doesn't it have Boba Fett or I don't know.
Let's see.
Okay.
Jabba's prize.
Peep Fortuna is the one with like the little gates.
Yeah, that's Jabba.
No, Jabba's prize is Boba.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
Gamorrean guard.
that one too.
And the Gamorrean guard.
Imagine not knowing the difference between Jabba's prize and Jabba's message. Come on, guys. This is first grade knowledge.
I think that's like 2003.
So what? Jabba's prize, Jabba's message, and Jabba's palace all come out together.
They were in the same manual, the same book.
Oh, probably, yeah, then. Hey, shout out to Alex H for the £4.99 dono. It just simply says same. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. The Sodaholic Cinematic says, would you think we would get other known commanders like Bly and Bakara? Not anytime soon. Like,
We got Greed twice already.
we've gotten Grease so many
That's from the
times.
movie.
What is
That's
it
like-
with Grease?
The
Like,
Silver Blind, well,
Yeah,
Greed's
and
a little more
I
recognizable.
feel like
as-
Grease also not that interesting. It might be.
Yeah.
Greed actually had like he was in multiple shots on like
I
on like
suppose.
Bakara and Bly. So like
Yeah, Bly was like just a montage.
I mean, I'd say if you polled any like random Star Wars fans, I'd say Grease was the most memorable. Like everyone knows the scene where, like even if they don't know Grease's name, they know like that's the guy whose head got cut off. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
they'd
They
remember
might
him.
not know Bly and Bakara.
Right? Yeah. Like you'd have to pause it and be like, "Do you even remember this person?" And they'd be like, "No."
and they can like keep doing those Kashyyyk sets with the ATDPs and the Juggernaut.
Okay, so Trevor says something, and I want to address this. I want to know how you guys feel about this. He says we can't even get main characters like Rex or Cody. Don't get your hopes up, which is true. But is Cody a main character? I want to settle this. I say
I
no.
think so. No.
Like Cody has Cody has a name, and I guess he's like the one clone with lines in the movie. But I'd say on no level is Cody what I consider a main character.
I wouldn't even consider him a main character of the Clone Wars either.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's not that.
much.
like in the overall scheme of Star Wars, like Fives is a more like main character. It's more of a main character than Cody. Like
Definitely.
Yeah, 'cause he has much more of a role.
exactly.
He does more.
Cody
Yeah.
just looks cool, I guess.
Yeah, Cody just looked pretty much. Cody
Yeah,
just
but
looks
Cody's
cool.
orange, so he's
Cody
pretty
is
cool.
orange, but you know who's also orange? Vaughn.
Vaughn is
Everybody
one.
loves Vaughn,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
we have
that's-
discussed.
Vaughn single-handedly saved Star Wars.
Vaughn is definitely a main character.
Oh yeah.
Vaughn stole my girl.
Vaughn would be a great May the 4th promo fig. Lego, if you're listening.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think about that promo?
Oh, the keychain.
The
I
keychain.
think it's interesting. I don't know.
It's alright.
It's not a minifigure, but you know,
Yeah.
it's also not a helmet, so yeah.
Yeah.
As a fact.
A nice little keepsake, I suppose. But
At least
What
it's not
will
a
I spend
plastic.
$100 on?
I miss my minifig promos, man. Like those were the days.
wish they would do like in other themes they have like a small build and a minifigure. I wonder why they don't do that in Star Wars.
I mean, they did that before. Like, there's like there was the one where there's like a stormtrooper on a. Was it a stormtrooper? No, it was a clone trooper on a speeder bike. I think it was something on a speeder
Oh, yeah.
bike. I don't remember what it was. But then they've done like a droid on a stap. They started doing the like.
Oh no, yeah, those
The stand with the
Stormtrooper.
figure.
Oh
Or
yeah.
those is, wasn't there a stormtrooper on a speeder bike and a
Was-
clone trooper
yeah.
on a walker?
That
Like a
sounds
tiny
right. Yeah.
HRC.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I wish I had an answer for why we just don't get like minifig promos anymore for Star Wars, but I have no answer.
Like in Harry Potter, they did the Diagon Alley mini set, and it came with Ollivander, which was an exclusive minifigure.
Yep.
And then in Marvel, they had the Avengers Tower with the exclusive Iron Man. But...
Yep. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I got that.
That was a big promo.
Yeah, alright, I gotta go. My class is starting. I'll probably be back after it's over.
All right, enjoy class. How did I make that emerald shaped design on the side? So that is, you mean the stairs right here? That I'm not the stairs, the like guardrails. So it's basically just two of these, basically side by side like this.
Oh, that, yeah. I was wondering what that was.
I thought it looked kind of cool. I was like, hey, that works. It's kind of a cool design.
Yeah.
Fulcrum says Cody is in season 7 just to get her. Wait, Cody was in season 7?
Yeah, he was with wasn't he with the Bad Batch?
Oh yeah, he was at the Bad Batch too, and he was on the bridge at the beginning of the last arc.
Yeah.
Whatever that planet's called.
I totally forgot that. Holy crap!
He was in the Bad Batch arc, and like, but he like when the gunship crashed, he like fainted. So.
Wow, what a loser! Imagine fainting.
Have you actually watched any, rewatched anything of Clone Wars? I've not.
You mean like season 7? I've not.
Yeah.
I have not.
Again.
Trevor's like, forgot about the Bad Batch arc. Yeah, I did as well. They had the flying battle droids. Guys.
Oh, yeah.
They fly now.
Fly now.
They fly now. Honestly, those flying battle droids are nightmare fuel. Like, what in the world? They look so creepy.
With their long, spindly limbs.
Yeah.
Skinny leg.
Skinny leg boys. Skinny everything boys. I am so ready to finish this mock. You guys have no idea.
What are you working on right now?
So I basically just have to build 4 of these things.
I just assume they're generators or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right, the generator things. Okay.
Yeah, they're sitting in front of this building behind me, so I need 4 of them. He says, hey, do you remember that Species of the Bad Batch arc that had the most obnoxious voice? Honestly, don't. I don't remember very much from the Bad Batch arc, I'll be completely honest.
Were they really that annoying? I remember. I know what he's talking about. I didn't think they were that annoying.
Was it the natives?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. Don't know what else
I can't even remember what they look like.
I don't. Yeah.
They have long heads. I think.
I just remember that they didn't want the Jedi to come because they were going to bring a war to them, and then somehow the Jedi convinced them that it's okay, and then they end up losing a lot of people because they agree. Like what is the moral of that story? So many people die. Exactly what they didn't want to happen happened. The Jedis are not heroes, guys. It's no, please don't bring war to our land. Oh no, it'll be okay, guys. We need to do this. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Loses
half of the village.
Exactly. What's up, box of Clone Trooper lot? Yes, Jedi bring war and death. They bring pain and suffering. They bring anger, and then anger leads to hate, and then that hate leads to suffering. No. Hate leads to... Is it...
I think fear is one of them.
Oh, that's... Oh, God. Anger... fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Right?
I don't know. Probably.
Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger... No.
But anger and hate, aren't those... I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. George was on some death sticks when he wrote that scene. That's all I know.
Wait, did you say suffering? Because isn't suffering one of them?
Suffering's the last. The only thing I know for sure about that is suffering is the last one. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. British Brick says, I think it's fear, suffering, anger... No, that's not it.
No, it's fear, anger, hate, suffering.
There we go. Andre says this is why we needed the Empire. Oh God. 3 minutes into.
You'll be able. You'll kill kids if you're scared.
Yeah. 3 minutes into Thanksgiving, and we're already justifying the Empire. What a day. Cold asked a good question. He says, "Are you doing anything for Halloween?" No. I will be at home, probably working on Starkiller, honestly.
Cozy inside.
Exactly. It's too cold now. I'm not going outside for the rest of the year.
Yeah, wasn't like Texas super cold night right now?
Yes, it's like 40 degrees outside. And I am not about that life. What's up?
Cold does it get though? Like, what's the lowest temperature you've had?
In Texas, I mean, it doesn't get extremely cold here in Texas. Like, It might get maybe like high 30s. It usually doesn't get much colder than that.
So it doesn't usually snow, or have you ever had snow?
It snowed like maybe 4 times in my life in Houston. Hey, shout out to Tig96 for the 501 dono. He says, I got nothing to say, just wanted to join the dono gang. Appreciate that, man. Matthew T says you're going to do a Halloween stream. So I was planning on streaming Friday, which is obviously not Halloween, but I don't know. Maybe I can try to make it festive. We can do a spooky stream. You know what we should do? I've been wanting to do like we'll discuss this with the Discord. Basically on Discord, we were supposed to watch the scary Clone Wars episodes. I mean, which is basically all of them because it's such an adult show. But we were gonna watch the was it the zombie episodes on Geonosis? Either that is that the same? Is the zombie Geonosis arc the same as the arc where the worms are in the clones on the ship? Okay, yeah. So I think so. We're gonna do that. So maybe we'll do that. We can do that like Friday or Saturday. Probably Saturday. I think Saturday. I mean, we can just do it on Halloween. Yeah.
I'll probably skip that. I honestly don't like those episodes.
It's too scary for you?
No, like they literally make me kind of uncomfortable.
Bro, the Clone Wars is not for the faintest of heart. Like
it's R-rated.
But that's really the only arc that I have any like opposition to in that sort of way.
You know what arc makes me uncomfortable? The droid. The droid arc. Not the Abafar one, but the one.
The shopping one.
No, not that one. It makes me so sad that there's so many. The one where they find they go to different planets and they find all the weird like civilizations.
Oh, Nomad droids, yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently episode. George Lucas's favorite Clone Wars arc.
Yeah, exactly. That was so weird.
Wait, that's his favorite?
Yes!
I thought his favorite was the Abafar one.
No, he said the Nomad droids was his favorite arc.
Really?
And, like, people... Okay,
yeah, that one makes me slightly uncomfortable, but it's not, like, scary.
Yeah, it's not scary. But, it just, like... The fact that people will just, like... glorify everything George says, and like that's his favorite Clone Wars arc. Just like yeah, like awesome. Like George made Star Wars, and I'll always appreciate that. But like, come on, guys, like we shouldn't just assume just because George Lucas likes something in Star Wars that like it must be the best thing ever because. George is just a weird guy. Like George Lucas is just a quirky, weird guy. Like I think that much is obvious.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fine. It's just funny some of the opinions that George Lucas has. Like I'm pretty sure Episode 2 is George Lucas's favorite Star Wars movie.
Wouldn't be surprised.
George is just he's so rebellious and counterculture. Like George seems like the kind of guy like if you met him and you wanted to talk about Star Wars, he'd get upset. Like I don't want to talk about Star Wars. Why are you talking to me about Star Wars? You know I have other projects. What's up, Ben Roebuck? How you doing, man? If George become a serial killer, then people will start committing murder. Bro, George Lucas did it. No, please don't commit murder because of George Lucas. It's not worth it.
Good idea.
I want anyone that's listening right now, to be George Lucas for Halloween. Can someone do that for me?
What do you need? Like a plaid shirt, right?
Yep. Flannel shirt.
Like the
blue jeans.
Oh, right, flannel.
Yeah. Blue jeans with the flannel shirt tucked into it.
Uh-huh.
Gray hair, obviously.
And like the facial hair too, right?
Yeah, gray facial hair and glasses. Come on, who wants to be George Lucas for Halloween? Come on, guys.
I mean, I wouldn't want to like spray my hair, but like.
Come on, bro, do it for George. I feel like if you actually did that, and like you saw George, he'd feel like, oh, that's stupid.
Oh yeah, the Halo, the premiere is gonna be 52 minutes, or I heard.
Oh wow!
I've heard.
Is it wait? So is it just one 52-minute episode, or is it 2 episodes like together?
I think it's
Just one.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, aren't they normally 40 minutes or like 20 minutes?
I feel like they vary. Like season 1, like some
Yeah.
episodes were very long and some just weren't.
I feel like
Yeah.
they were like 35, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Guess it's just dependent on the chapter, I guess.
Right. No, please stop the spam. What are you gonna name your kids, Jay? That's a great question. I'll name my kids
George.
Luke and Leia.
How about George and Lucas?
That's actually not a bad idea.
Oh wait, but you gotta name one of your kids Vaughn, though.
That is true. No, I'll just marry a woman named Vaughn. I don't know. I'll name my kids Ryan and Johnson. Just to spite everyone. Still to this day, like I feel like 25% of the comments on any of my videos are, "You lost me at saying you like episodes 7 and 8." I'm like, come on, guys. It's really not a big deal.
Like the sequels, but nice mock.
Yeah. The sequels ruined my life, but cool build, bro.
Actually, if you had kids, which generation of Star Wars would they be in? Like, they would grow up with the what's this called? The not Mandalorian, but the Clone Wars series that's coming out, the Bad Batch.
Oh God!
That
Imagine
would be the one they
Oh,
grew
the
up
Bad
with.
Batch.
Imagine that
Yeah.
being your first exposure to Star Wars. Like you just. Oh boy! I mean, yeah, that's gonna happen. Inevitably, that'll happen with someone. Like, oh, like what's this thing? Like, what's this cartoon? Like, oh my God, Star Wars is so cool. It's all about wacky clones. Awesome.
Stereotypical clones.
It's all about one-dimensional characters.
And then they'll watch the original trilogy and be like, "There's no clones in here.
Exactly. This is
This is
stupid.
bad."
This
They
is so
talk too
stupid.
much.
Yeah, there's not enough explosions.
It's actually, I find it crazy that we're still expecting to get Star Wars movies and trilogies and series in the following years.
Yeah, man. Disney will never let Star Wars die. Even when it's dead, they will weekend at Bernie's Star Wars to keep it
Don't be
alive.
drained dry.
I don't know. I hope my kid just gets to experience a Star Wars trilogy. Honestly, you know what's best case scenario? I want to really be a Star Wars trilogy happening while my kid is young enough to not care what people on the internet have to say about it. That's best case scenario. Like just
Or you can just be a parent that only lets them watch the original trilogy.
right, yeah. You find your kid watching Star Wars Theory, turn that off. We don't watch lore videos in my house.
Forbidden knowledge.
Oh,
The only thing that matters is what's on that movie screen. Anything else you don't need to know.
It's fake news.
It's yes. And yes, Jamin, that is a custom Kylo shuttle behind me.
Is that Legends? No, give me that.
Legends does not exist. There is no Legends. Only Canon. It's like the what's that thing called? It's the Dark Jedi like pledge or whatever. It's like there is no light, only whatever. In my house, it's there is no Legends, only Canon.
Wait, do you think that? I thought there was the Gray Jedi. Like there is.
Oh, did I say Dark? Yeah, I meant Gray Jedi. My bad.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. We can't go a day. We can't go a Rich Boy J stream without reading the Gray Jedi pledge. The Gray Code. There is. Oh, what is it? Here we go. There is no dark side nor a light side. There is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion, yet peace. There is serenity, yet emotion. Chaos, yet order. I am the wielder of the flame, the protector of balance. I am the holder of the torch, lighting the way. I am the keeper of the flame. Soldier of balance. I am guardian of balance. I am a Gray Jedi.
Legit.
Every stream.
Gray 2020.
Actually, I might just start doing that. All right, everyone, would you please stand for your Gray Jedi pledge?
every beginning of the stream.
Oh my god. That just. George Lucas would cry so hard if he read that.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Gray Jedi, does he?
That's like Gray Jedi just completely goes against like the very premise of Star Wars. Like, it makes no sense in terms of what Star Wars is supposed to be teaching you. Like,
the Jedi are always talking about balance, but they don't even know what balance is.
I don't think George knows what balance is either. I think George.
The Gray Jedi, they know what balance is.
Yeah. There is no light without dark. There is no peanut butter without
Mommy,
jelly.
I'm home. What do you do, baby?
What's up, Waffles?
Waffles, baby.
What's happening?
Lego Boy says Gray Jedi is the dumbest thing that has happened to Star Wars, in my opinion. I mean, I feel inclined to
Bro, if there
agree.
can be Grey Jedi, why can't we have Teal Jedi?
That's a good point.
Get it right, George Lucas. Gosh.
Bro, Waffles, can you watch can you create the Teal Jedi pledge so I can recite it on stream? And Colt, if you just Google search Gray Jedi pledge.
No Star Wars. There is only Star Peace. This is the way. I don't know. I'm not that poetic to create a whole code.
Yeah, I was like, Colt, if you just Google search.
Unless it's like a meme copy pasta.
Oh my god. Colt, if you just Google search Gray Jedi pledge, you'll find it.
Yeah, I've seen them. I don't know.
In The Last Jedi, Luke does some stuff kind of similar to what's on the Gray Jedi code.
He does some stuff similar to it?
Well, he says the stuff about, like, powerful dark, powerful light, balance, whatnot, you know.
Right, but that wasn't...
Dark.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I felt he meant more like... Because he talks about, like life, and... For me, it seemed more like he was alluding to kind of, like, the circle of life, right? Like
it was... I mean, it was more like the philosophy of the Force, like, you know... it's obviously like yin and yang and, you know, all that Buddhist stuff.
Yeah, exactly, but isn't that what the Grey Jedi believe in? Like, balance more than anything? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I always viewed Grey Jedi as like, oh, I'm gonna go rogue and use both the light and the dark because I'm edgy.
I mean,
not too
basically, yeah. I don't think anyone truly knows what the
I don't
source
have a problem
is.
with them because I don't really consider them to be like an important part of lore.
Nah, bro, it's important to me. That passage is just as important to me as everything else in Star Wars.
It's more important to me because Disney bad, EU good.
Disney could never come up with something genius like that. Disney could never.
This ice cream hitting.
What flavor though?
It's the Ben and Jerry's the one that's the Stephen Colbert one in the United States, but over here it has some generic name like caramel chunk something. I don't know.
I'll pretend I know what you're talking about.
It's the Stephen Colbert one. What is it called?
I didn't know Stephen Colbert had his own ice cream.
Don't you have the container?
Yeah, but it doesn't have Stephen Colbert on it.
Yeah, but what's the flavor called?
American dream.
It's called like chunky caramel or something. But it's the exact same flavor as the Stephen Colbert one.
Alright.
What is it called?
This might sound dumb, but who's Stephen Colbert?
He's like
a talk show host.
American talk show host.
Yeah.
Who's like big like who's a big nerd basically. Like drinking game. Take a shot every time he references Lord of the Rings.
Oh wait, I think I know who that guy is. Is he the guy who can speak Elvish?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Imagine loving anything that much.
My mom can speak Elvish.
What?
Both of them actually.
Both of your moms?
No, both Elvish languages.
Oh, I'm like, wait.
But she also knows like 20 real world ones, so.
Wow. What a boss. How many languages do you know, Waffles?
2.
Mama Waffles is disappointed.
I used to know 5 when I was a baby.
When you were a baby?
What? When I was a baby.
Before I could speak, I knew 5 languages.
But like I was raised on Hungarian, English, Dutch, German, and Urdu.
Oh wow. Real quick, Brian Riff says, "Yo Jay, I've had a fun idea running in my head about a little Jawa techie dude who finds a lightsaber and becomes a Jedi boyo, inspired by art I saw. What do you think? Like an actual young Jawa with a lightsaber? That might be the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life."
Bro, that sounds so dumb. I will watch it. Like.
I love the idea that
dumb,
people
but
just.
It sounds so fun. It's like Broom Boy, but he's a Java. Like that's adorable.
He exclusively speaks in Houdini.
Houdini.
Jawas are cute,
he's able to do telepathy through the Force, so everyone understands him.
I'm sorry.
Or maybe just everyone understands him because everyone understands everything in Star Wars. Like,
yeah,
it'd be like that.
That's how it be. That is how it be.
That's how it be. How does Han Solo learn how to speak Wookiee? What a Gary's 2. Where did he learn that? In the sewers of Corellia?
That ruined Star Wars for me. Han Solo is too OP.
Ron Howard ruined my childhood.
You think that was a Ron Howard decision? That seems like a Lord and Miller decision.
Yeah.
Shout out to Xavier Soren.
That seemed like a very Lord and Miller type of scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick, shout out to Xavier Soren for the $4.99 dono. He says, "Got sent to the gulag." Okay.
That boy Xavier's Soren to be
All right.
pulling up.
So I need you young folks to spread some knowledge to old man Jay. Is the gulag like a Call of Duty thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's where you get sent when you die, I think.
What exactly is it?
It's like a fighting pit.
So like, what's the point? Like, why don't you just respawn on the map? Like, why did you get sent somewhere else?
No, so you die, you get sent to the gulag, then you do a 1v1, and if you win, you get back in.
And if you die, you have to wait for the next dead person.
So is this like a battle royale game mode? Like, I don't understand. Like,
oh, it's like it's like a thingy for the battle royale.
Oh, okay, I got
game
you.
mode.
Not all.
Is it like deathmatch
but
or
I
something?
think like the gulag is also like just something from Russia. I think.
Right.
It's a Russian prison, except like way worse than any.
It was. They were like labor camps in like Siberia and stuff.
Jeez.
Gulag kind of sounds like goulash.
It does.
Which is soup. So.
There needs to be a Star Wars gulag.
It's called Wobani.
That.
Mandalorian, the fighting ring, I guess.
Oh, Wobani.
Wobani.
Onto that squid guy on Wobani.
That was actually a girl.
Yeah, that was.
What happened to that squid girl?
I mean, so I don't know. She's probably still there.
Backstory. She was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, bro. You don't remember her from that one Clone Wars episode?
But to her after they broke her out, which I assume they broke her out because wasn't she on the Juggernaut?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like she was. I was watching Rogue One and I think she was.
Quick.
Someone confirm this. Yes. Where is Enter when we need him?
I'm relatively sure she was on the Juggernaut.
The Lego boy dropping some mad facts in the chat. He says, unpopular opinion. No, this is a very good opinion. Oh, there's Enthert. Enthert, real quick, was the Squid Girl on the Juggernaut in Rogue One? But Lego Boy says, Darth Vader being in every single Star Wars media is boring. Why is he in Rogue One or Jedi Fallen Order? It really tightens the universe, in my opinion. I agree.
Yeah.
Enthert says, yeah.
Like
okay, so.
Darth Vader's helmet is just a logo of Star Wars right now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
In Rogue One, he had an epic scene, so it's okay, right?
Oh, yeah. That justifies it.
And in Fallen Order, he was, I'm pretty sure what Nerve, I think, is close to Mustafar, so if Darth Vader was on Mustafar, he probably would have gotten the call that there was something wrong. But,
how about no? How about just no?
To quote Oral Knots, which is the greatest Star Wars parodies on YouTube, Vader, hologram, now!
Oh my god.
If you know, you know.
I've seen too much Vader. I never thought I'd be saying that after the original trilogy, but I have actually just seen too much Vader.
Well, here we are.
And here we are.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's good. I'm just trying to justify it. But
remember when the promotional material for Revenge of the Sith were full of Vader and he only shows up at the end?
What a ripoff. I was so excited to see Darth Vader in that movie as a 10-year-old boy. Honestly didn't care. Like, I don't, like, it's whatever. Like,
it is what it is.
It'd be like that.
It's like the opposite now. Like, Vader isn't really getting promoted for anything, but he just keeps showing up and stuff.
He just shows up.
Yeah.
Here's
Guys, Vader was in the Clone Wars. Like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what content of Star Wars did he not get into?
He's in Rebels, Clone Wars,
Resistance, but that doesn't make sense.
original trilogy, prequel trilogy.
his helmet's in the sequel.
His helmet is at least it's not him. That I'm kind of okay with. Like, it's one thing. I guess it gets
It's like a relic.
Yeah.
It's his helmet. It's not. It's his head didn't get stuck inside. Jango Fett.
So yeah, like the only thing Vader is not in is the sequels, and
I won't be surprised if somehow in the Mandalorian.
I guess his voice is in episode 9. Oh. Well,
although imagine if we got Colin Trevorrow's episode 9, then Vader would have been in it. Well, more as a vision, but and I don't think that would have counted as well. But
real quick, shout out to Xavier Sword again for the $4.99 dono. He says, "Yeah, it's from Call of Duty and just got the game and I suck." Oh, it's alright. You'll get better.
Wait,
man.
did Interchange?
It's okay, Xavier. Call of Duty is not. It's. I mean, you know, it ain't all that. The real game is The Sims 4 with the Star Wars DLC, baby.
Hey.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Bro, I had so much fun with that game yesterday.
I'm probably gonna get it this weekend or next week actually. I have a friend coming over who really likes The Sims, so I think why not?
The real question is, do you use the cheats for money?
I try, like when I was younger, I used to. Just because, like, you know, when you're young, you just want that instant gratification. But now, like, I would play Sims without cheats. Like, I would just actually get a job and try to incrementally improve my home.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Nothing. No Halo fans. Okay.
I mean, Halo's fine. I just don't care.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I don't dislike Halo, but I really have no opinion on Halo, to be honest.
I mean, the multiplayer was fun when it came out, or like the first and second and third. But
yeah, when I was
that, I've not played it at all.
When I was a young boy, I enjoyed me some Halo.
Play Halo 5, even if it's bad. I'm still gonna play it.
Oh my god, you sound. Oh, well, never mind. Anytime someone says that, I remember I was like on some Facebook group and we were arguing about Star Wars because of course, and someone brought up like, oh, like what if George Lucas made the sequels? Like how good or bad would they be? And someone was like, I would love to see George Lucas make the sequels even if they were bad. And it's like, what? Like why? Like why is that like? I'm not a fan of anything where I'd say enough to where I'd say, oh, I'll love this even if it's bad. Like if it's bad, it's bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll love it when it's good.
Exactly.
But that's the same with me also in like collecting stuff. I never buy figures or action figures that I don't want. I just buy the ones that I like.
Alright, here we go. Colt says, Vader is in the original trilogy, Episode 3, Rebels, End of Clone Wars, countless video games, Vader Immortal, Force Unleashed 1 and 2, Star Wars Battlefront, Jedi Fallen Order, etc., and decades of comic appearances. He even had his own comic a bit ago, SMA. Bro, have we seen enough Vader?
Surrounded by his fear and dead man. Oh my god, what a badass!
Bro, Vader's so cool. Remember that time?
When did he say that?
He says in some comic.
In one of the comics, and unpopular opinion, I think that's the worst line in all of Star Wars.
Worse than they fly now?
Even worse than I don't like sand and they fly now.
All I'm surrounded by is dead and... No, I'm sorry. Never mind.
Fear and dead man.
All I'm surrounded by is dead and feared men.
All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead man.
All I'm surrounded by...
So, guys,
is...
please like and subscribe.
All I'm surrounded by is dead and feared men.
It's a bit much, but is it really that bad? Whatever.
It's only bad because like people like literally simp over that line.
Bro, it's so awesome.
Like
Vader's so
you go on
cool.
Star Wars Reddit and that line and someone will post the panels from that comic. Like
it's like the Grey Jedi
Everyone's
Code.
gonna be like, oh my god, he's so cool. Why can't we get a whole movie about this?
I want an entire movie where Vader only says that line. It's time for Vader to end. Luke Skywalker, probably. What could they do to Vader that would make no one like him anymore? You mean with like? I mean, I guess it's the argument there that like they've done so much with Vader, or that they've done so little with everyone else. I felt getting Vader's backstory made it hard to, because we know, honestly, we just know too much about Vader. Like, we just do.
Yeah.
Well, because the people who hate the sequels just write it off as, oh, it's not part of my canon. So if they screw up Vader, they'll still be like, oh, well, it's not my canon.
It's not my Vader. My Vader would never be surrounded by fear and dead men.
I mean, we know what the main villain's room looks like with the pod racer poster. I mean, that's a lot of people.
When does Vader say, then you will die braver than most?
Wasn't that Return of the Jedi?
Oh, apparently it's from Rebels.
What?
I had no idea.
Probably.
Well, I think has him, I'm not afraid of you, or something.
Yeah, and then he says, then you'll die braver than most.
That's a good line.
That's good.
I'm surrounded by dead Ezras and feared me.
Yeah, I was watching Rebels, and now I'm on season 2.
Are you watching for the first time?
I've seen season 1 before, but after that, it's all new.
Gotcha. Well, enjoy your Rebels.
Guys, I have a serious question.
Yes. Is this actually a serious question?
It is actually a serious question. Like I'm not messing around right here. Suppose someone who's only seen the Star Wars movies once and they've seen the Mandalorian. Do they need to watch like a bunch of Clone Wars arcs in preparation for Mandalorian season 2? Because I have a feeling that people are gonna show up, and the average Star Wars viewer who is not into the lore and still hasn't seen the Clone Wars and all that and has no idea why dead characters are alive, I feel like they're gonna be really confused.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be watching Mandalorian with my dad, and Ahsoka's gonna come on the screen, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, that's Ahsoka." He's gonna be like, "Who is that?"
Who's she?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Or if God forbid some other character shows up and they're gonna be like, "Wait, I thought he died."
Boba Fett.
I mean, that was all of us when we watched Rise of Skywalker.
I thought he died. True.
Yeah.
I see no lies. No
one's ever really gone.
All I see is fear and dead men.
I'm worried about season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Fear leads to anger.
Me too.
No. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Fear leads to dead men.
And that dead man leads to Han Solo. You're a dead man.
You're a dead man. I never made a deal with Conja Club.
Tell that to Conja Club.
Those little freaks. Bro, Han Solo was...
That BB unit. The First Order is looking for one just like it.
And two fugitives. What's wrong?
My name is Balaktik. I'm from Glasgow.
Ray looks at camera. Wrong fuse.
Doesn't she look at Finn? Who's
she looks at the camera.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Finn?
No, she definitely looks at the camera. No, she definitely looks at the camera.
Somebody should edit that. So she says wrong fuse, and it cuts to the clip of the Death Star exploding.
Amazing. That's like some old school YouTube poops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Honestly, the best scene of Force Awakens is when the Rathtar bursts out the guy's boot. That was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I saw The Force Awakens, I was like, the Rathtar scene was really the thing where I was like, huh? Like,
yeah.
Bro, they're Rathars.
I know, the Rathtar scene just...
Bro, they're Rathars. Come on.
It's a little excessive.
Classic Star Wars, man.
Bro, Rathars.
Bro, Rathars.
I don't know.
Bro, Rathars.
Fair enough.
Honestly, after watching the first, 2 new Star Wars movies, I was like, what is it with these movies and tentacle monsters?
Right?
Like, who at Disney has a tentacle fetish? Like, seriously. Like...
Yeah.
Someone likes...
Bro, you've never heard of the Trillion Massacre? Exactly, bro.
Trolling one of their employees.
But someone at Lucasfilm likes anime, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
Quote-unquote anime.
Yeah, bro. I totally watched this for the stories.
Was that too much? I don't know.
Now, the Rathtar scene was, I don't know, like... I didn't dislike it, but it was very, like, this is different. I'm fine with it, though. Like, by all means, I'll appreciate anything new in Star Wars at this point. Like,
yeah, Raptors are fine. I just thought the scene was...
Did The Last Jedi have a tentacle monster?
Last Jedi is the only one of the new films that did not have a tentacle monster.
Rise of Skywalker?
I guess Borgullet doesn't have tentacles. I mean, not Borgullet. I was thinking Claude. Claude does not have tentacles.
No, Claude doesn't have tentacles.
No.
So yeah, Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker are the 2 tentacle-less monsters.
So Solo had a giant tentacle monster.
It did.
Oh yeah.
Star Wars Resistance has a tentacle monster.
Oh, it does. That's right.
Yeah.
Bro, what is going on at Disney?
Bro.
Is Dave Filoni writing this? I wouldn't be surprised at this point. If you know, you know. Don't at me. Someone's letting their personal interests get a little too involved with Star Wars.
Careful, Rant. That your personal interests do not interfere with plans of Leader Snoke, or I don't know how that goes.
I get what you were going for.
Yeah. General Hux.
Who remembers Resistance, bro? I watched the whole series. I don't remember a tentacle monster. That's how forgettable it was to me. I wouldn't say it was forgettable. I remember the tentacle monster.
He was Bebo's mom.
It was Bebo's mom. I forget. Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Bro, after watching Resistance...
Bebo's mom is just there cooling next to the Colossus.
I want to eat a Gorg. That's the only... Do they sell those at Galaxy's Edge?
Do they?
I hope so.
Cadu, I think.
No, I can do.
Bro, I wanna drink teal milk.
Luke drinks teal milk.
Does he?
Hey.
Who drinks teal milk? I drink teal milk. Pork and Ewok jerky.
Talking about blue milk, so that one figure that comes with the game, but doesn't that mean that you have to get the PlayStation 5 with the disc drive to get?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
And you can't get it digitally.
Man.
No, I think you might be able to order like a digital code, but they'll send it to you with the figure.
Will they really?
That's what they do for computer. I assume.
Guess we'll see.
I'm not
shall
pre-ordering
see.
that game anyways, so.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna pre-order that game just for that.
Nah. Not at all.
Jay has made lots of Simpsons references in this stream, and I don't think he knows. The last one, I definitely was aware of that Simpsons reference. What other Simpsons references have I made? All right. I think the reason more people like Clone Wars than Rebels is because most of the Bad Wars Clone Wars is skippable, whereas Rebels is a linear story. That's actually a good point. Like, the parts you don't really care about for Clone Wars don't really impact the overall story. I mean, because there's no overall story. So you can kind of just ignore it. Like, with Rebels, if you're watching episodes, like, oh, I need to watch most of this to understand the full thing. But like Clone Wars you're much more able to just watch what you want to watch, and that like you're not missing information if you don't watch an arc you don't care for.
All right, so Wolf and Gregor come back, right? Like,
yeah.
Because after that, the first 2 episodes they're in, then it's just Rex right now. Because at the point where I am, they haven't been in another episode. But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
They do end up coming back.
I think they don't come back until the last episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Did they explain why they were gone, or it's just like, oh look, they're here?
No.
No. Well, it's not. It's implied. I'd say it's implied. Like, it'll make sense whenever they like enter the story. It's not like they just randomly show back up. Like, there's a specific reason that they're involved at the end.
Yeah.
And no, I've never played Simpsons Hit and Run. I always wanted to. It's like GTA Simpsons style, baby. Honestly, we need Star Wars GTA. How would that work? Like, you hop in your speeder on Coruscant and you do a drive-by on somebody, and then you go to your safe house.
That would be kind of cool, though.
That'd be awesome.
Just an open world Star Wars game would be cool.
Well, yeah, that'd be nice too.
Where you can be like a bounty hunter, mercenary, or something. You can just do like missions around the galaxy.
Yeah, you're just a guy.
The thing that sucks about that is just to make a game like that is so expensive and it takes a lot of time. So like a game like Squadrons is easy to make and can get them a lot more money.
Yeah. Wait, what's that one game? I don't know game names. But I feel like there's...
What is the game like?
It's kind of like what I described about the Star Wars game, where like... It's
like a Star Wars game that's like that?
Or it's not a Star Wars game, but it's like where you go around to different planets and take missions and stuff.
Is BioShock like that?
I don't know. What's Borderlands? Is that something like that?
Borderlands... I don't think Borderlands is open world.
No.
Actually, no, it might be. Borderlands is more... It's more like a kind of like a wacky, like weird kind of. Borderlands is more about like the combat and like, yeah. Star Citizen sounds like what you might be talking about, but I don't think Star Citizen is actually a finished game yet.
No, there's still nothing.
I think Elite Dangerous is probably more close to that. Apparently, he's talking about No Man's Sky. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I know what No Man, but yeah, something like that though. That's not what I was thinking about, but yeah, except No Man's Sky doesn't have a lot of fighting in it, does it?
I don't know.
But that's like a game solely about exploration, I think. I'm not sure. I've never played it, so.
Colt says Borderlands is sort of open world. Also, Star Citizen will never come out. Yeah, like I remember, I went through that point in my life when I was super hyped for Star Citizen. And then I realized, like, oh, this is just never going to get finished. Like, it kind of sucks. It's a very cool concept, but that thing's never... Like, I still, to this day, get, like, emails for, like, these very incremental updates that they make on that game. And, like, I'm pretty, like... I found out about the game, like, over 10 years ago. Like, it's ridiculous. Like...
They make so much money on those ships.
Yeah.
They actually sell that for real money.
Yeah. A Star Citizen-esque Star Wars game would be amazing, though. But no, instead we need flight simulators.
I would enjoy Squadron so much more if you were able like to walk around and go wherever you want. Instead of being
the fact that you can't walk around at all is just so silly to me. Like, I'm like you really couldn't have just made me be able to walk, let me be able to walk around this hangar. Like, come on, like. It's 2020, guys. All right, see you, Will Harper. Take care, bro.
It might be more complicated than we think, but I don't know. Maybe it's
to make a character be able to walk around. Come on, in first person.
I don't know.
Bro, that's like so rudimentary. Like any game can do that. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it.
I mean, you can pretty much see everything in the hand without.
I mean, you can only see it from the one place you stand at, though. Like, if you want to, like, if you want to see the other side of that X-wing, like, good luck. You know, like.
Yeah, you can move to a couple different places in the hangar, though. You're not stuck in one place.
Right, but it's still like. You don't walk like to those places. Game. It just yeah, exactly. It just feels like a browser game. Like it's just so, it's so silly. Like, why is this game so limited in 2020? I guess is my point.
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me because that's not the point of the game. The point is to fly. So.
Okay, I mean you can say that about anything though. Like why put extra stuff in the game? That's not the point. Like, who cares? Like, it's such a simple thing that literally every other game has, and you just couldn't do that, you know?
I also saw they added, like, these DLC to have, like, a Baby Yoda bobblehead into your cockpit.
Oh my god.
So that doesn't...
Star Wars is a mistake.
Like that.
Well, there's Baby Yoda, IG-11, the Razer Crest, Beskar Ingot, a Bounty hologram of like a Rodian and a blurred hologram.
Oh yeah.
And some decals, but we don't know what those decals are yet. So.
Colt says you should be able to walk around the hangar in Squadrons. There's no excuse. Exactly. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to walk around the hangar.
Well, sure, but it
wait,
you
can't?
No.
You tap and it teleports you.
What?
It's basically the hangars. The sequences are basically just like a point and click game.
Yeah.
Bro, what is this? Lego Bionicle in 2001?
That's such an obscure reference. Only Waffles would make that reference. Alright, see you, Brian. Take care, bro. Oh, no, he's not leaving. He just says, if you haven't, join the Discord. Hop in. Join Discord.
The next Star Wars game is Fallen Order 2 then, I guess.
There's a Fallen Order 2?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Oh my, why?
Bruh.
Oh my god. They're wasting money on a Fallen Order 2. I literally had no idea. What?
This time it'll have a Darth Maul and
Ahsoka.
You have to. You better be joking right now.
Mando, child.
Dude, Fallen. Why? Why is there a Fallen Order 2?
Because the game made
because
money.
It makes the money.
Oh my god.
Oh my, what?
Hey, if it's a good story and fun gameplay, I'm sure the gameplay will be fun.
It wasn't a good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's subjective. I'm sure some people like the story. I did not care for that story at all. And like, where is the game going to go? Like, oh my. Ugh.
They're gonna join the rebels, just like everybody.
I could also see it being more of like exploring the ancient civilization thing, like more with the Zepho. That could be cool, I think. But
that was so like, who cares about the Zepho? Like,
maybe you could go to the world between worlds and time travel back to the original Zepho.
Yeah, they time travel back to the Zepho times.
Oh my god, Star Wars just. I swear I'm a Star Wars fan, but. I feel like I'm not a fan of anything that's happening in Star Wars right now.
Enthert likes Fallen Order, right?
I don't think Enthur's played Fallen Order. I don't think Enthur plays video games. I'm gonna be honest.
No, he doesn't. But he really likes the story.
I played the story like halfway through. I got to the point where that Mongolian rock band shows up again in the arena.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The throat scene, yeah.
This band that I've been listening to for 2 years now. They made a song for Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes, the opening song in the game.
Okay, so Jay, you don't like the game, but what about the vehicle, like the main ship? What do you think?
Oh, the Stinger Mantis? I mean, it's
one of my favorite
cool.
Star Wars ships.
Like, it's fine. It's whatever. It's like, I
I
like
like
it. I don't like it enough to want to play another game just so I can see it again. Like, jeez.
The Stinger Mantis is one of my favorite ships now.
It's so depressing. Like, when I got Battlefront 2, I played the heck out of that game. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the last 2 Star Wars games, I've gotten nothing. Like, I could just... Totally skippable experiences to me.
That's just you, I guess, because I've played Fallen Order 3 times, and I've been playing a lot of Squadrons lately, so...
I'm glad you can find happiness in this world.
I've played it twice, and I'll probably play it again soon.
Teach me. I want to be free of this pain.
I want to be addicted to a Star Wars game right now.
I haven't actually finished Fallen Order on my 3rd playthrough.
Yeah, so hop in the waiting room, Brian, and then I'll drag you to the actual stream.
But I'm doing it on Grandmaster difficulty.
I might move up to difficulty level.
I like playing on hard.
I would have been destroyed if I tried Grandmaster on my first.
Bro, and people clowned me for saying that the new Sims 4 is the best Star Wars game out right now.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is. I just played it yesterday. It was awesome.
Okay, that.
Do you have to pay for
Bro, I got drunk in Galaxy's Edge. Bro, wow. That's 10 out of 10, outstanding game.
Wait, did they serve alcohol at Galaxy's Edge?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
August Cantina. Bro, I was wasted.
$10 beers.
Also, my friend Vera, like, her character, like, seduced Kylo Ren.
That's so random.
Well, he's winning in life in that case.
Bro, it was awesome.
When I went to Disneyland in Paris, they had this whole Star Wars show, I guess, but it was so annoying because Darth Vader and all these Imperial officers, they were all like shouting in French. So like full speech, a Darth Vader speech and all, and like some officer, but it was all in French, so it's kind of weird.
That's amazing.
Where was this at? Disneyland Paris or something?
Yeah, Disneyland Paris.
Poisson.
Colt says Waffles is a player even in video games. Hey. Bro, I'm gonna play some Sims 4 Star Wars next week. I'm excited. You got me hyped for that now. I just want to find a Star Wars game I'll actually like.
Bro, yesterday was the first time I played Sims since like 10 years or something.
Wow.
Bro, I forgot how much fun it is. Like,
games like The Sims have never really interested me.
Wow, but you played Jedi Fallen Order? That's how I know you lack taste.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Hi.
Don't take it personally.
Hey. Is that you, Brian?
Yes, it's me. I'm trying to sync up with the freaking
the stream.
The stream.
Yeah. Just
mute it. Honestly,
mute the stream, because it's always gonna be out of sync.
Yeah.
But hey, how are you guys doing?
I'm great, man.
Good.
Glad to be talking to you again. It's been a while.
Good. We just vibing.
I should probably throw my headphones on. Give me just a second.
Here's a question. Hold on. So, anyone who's played Fallen Order, have you played Knights of the Old Republic? Have you played KOTOR?
I have not.
Okay. Play KOTOR and then go back to Jedi Fallen Order and tell me that that's an interesting story.
Wait, is the game played turn-based though? Did you say that?
It is turn-based, yeah.
Hmm.
I think you get over it. Like it. So that's the thing, right? So do you? What do you? Do you?
It falls on you.
Yeah.
Like it takes some time getting used to, but once you get used to it, like it'll be natural for you. Like you'll understand the flow and logic of it.
I guess I like Pokemon, but
I mean, it's not that turn based.
Yeah.
No, there's still a time element to it. Like you need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
there we go.
But the story though, the story is just amazing.
Yeah, but it's not canon.
Does that really matter? Like, wait, why does that even matter? Like, the story of Jedi Fallen Order could it literally does not matter if it's canon or canon, because, like, nothing of consequence happens in it. Like, KOTOR could be canon, and, like, nothing about Star Wars would change now.
Bro, it's only canon if you want it to be canon in your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what that matters.
Echoing.
I'm hearing echo.
Yeah.
It's Brian.
Oh, is that me, or?
Yeah.
Hold on, maybe I should turn down my call volume.
Yeah.
Just a sec.
Has anyone played Force Unleashed?
I played a little bit of Force Unleashed.
Yes.
I played a little bit when I was quite young. Couldn't get past the first level.
I played the first one a long time ago.
I couldn't get past the first level, so I just kind of gave up. So.
Oof.
Let me see.
Wait, hold on. So, what do you enjoy more, the gameplay of Fallen Order or the actual story? Or are they both like same level good to you?
I like them both, I'd say.
Okay. Here's a question then. Could good gameplay get you to a story you're not interested in?
Yeah, maybe. Because, like, Halo 4, I think I like playing Halo 4, but the story's pretty bad. But I like the gameplay in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, could a good story get you through the gameplay of a game?
I don't know. I don't have many examples of that, I'm not sure.
I would say, if that were the case, I would say, like, KOTOR shouldn't be an issue. I feel the KOTOR story is so interesting that the gameplay really is just whatever. Like...
One game that I liked the gameplay of, but didn't care much for the story was the Mad Max game that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was like there was a lot of scavenging, lot of like tinkering with your vehicles and stuff. The combat was okay. But the story was like really long, drawn out, and boring. But I still enjoyed that game, so I think.
Are you talking about Mad Max or Jedi Fallen Order?
Mad Max.
I know that was a joke.
Yeah, I don't really think I wouldn't call Fallen Order a drawn out game.
Oh,
is it like 13 hours or something?
The story, like that game.
Are you guys still getting echoing on my end?
No, you sound fine now. And real quick, shout out to Alex H for the $4.99 dono. Appreciate that. No, the story's not drawn out. It's just like it's just for me. It's just not interesting. Like I just don't
Everything
care.
you do is for nothing.
It's not for nothing.
Why?
You still get to keep the list away from the Empire, and I think that's whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. I don't feel like it.
You know something story-wise that gets me about Fallen Order, and it's not really something that I think is the game's fault so much as like a symptom of stories that are told outside of the movies. Is the whole thing is that the Jedi were basically entirely destroyed except for like 3 people. It's like Luke is, by the end of the original trilogy, the last of the Jedi. But then you have stories outside of canon that it's like they were all exterminated except for this guy and this guy and this guy over here and this person over here. It's like what?
Yeah, it's.
Were they all killed or not? It's like.
I mean, Ahsoka wasn't, but.
It's like it's just one of those things where it's like everybody's got to be so super special, and it's just like.
Ahsoka, Ezra. When everyone's special, no one's special.
Yeah. But, I mean, we don't know what'll happen to Cal. So he could die.
Right, but the point is that he made it through the purge that was supposedly so devastating to the Jedi, right? I think that's the point. Like,
but
yeah, and I mean, like, it makes sense that some people would fall through the cracks, but like, especially with the extended universe, there was a lot of that, and it's just like you can have somebody.
How many?
My thing is, if you're gonna have people that fell through the cracks, like I feel like they should just be totally isolated, like from the Empire, right? But like, Cal's like fighting alongside Saw Gerrera, and like he like fought Darth Vader and like Vader's Inquisitors. Like he's just right there in the midst of the action, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, I watched a fan film at one point, and I realized that while the fan film was really cool, the story of the fan film was too big to not be a part of the main story, or at least mentioned. Yeah. Like, too much happened in that.
Right. And I mean, yeah, like you can enjoy stuff like that. Like that's okay. Like if someone wants to make some battle that obviously didn't happen, like that's cool. But when you're talking about things that are canon in Star Wars, like certain like people are just doing too much. We've gone too far.
Yeah, I guess
that's something that. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was just saying, like, I guess it's just like the stories are too big to not have been mentioned. Like, if Cal had that big of a role in Star Wars, like, how come no one talked about him?
He didn't have that big of a role, which I think is a good thing, to be honest, because you don't want it to be weird. Like, what? Then where is he? You know. But like, there's no really question of where is Cal during the movies because he doesn't have that big of an impact yet. So.
My thing is like, I feel like having a Jedi on your side in like a war should mean something. Like Leia specifically sought out Ben Kenobi in Episode 4 because he was a Jedi and like apparently like he could make a big difference, which was awesome. Like that Jedi should be significant, especially after the Empire. When, you know, all hope seems lost. Like, even one Jedi can really turn the tide. Like, okay, cool. But when you start creating all these Jedis, you know, who are helping rebels, and but not, you know, a factor at all in the Episode 4 story, then it's like, okay, clearly Jedis don't mean that much, because so many of them have, you know, been a part of the rebels in some way, and, like, clearly it still boils down to Luke in Episode 4.
I feel like this is, by and large, more of a symptom of a larger problem in Star Wars media, is that, like, everything has to connect itself to the overall story that we're shown in the main series to be significant. And it's just like, you can tell good, significant stories that have their own thrust of plot without tying the Empire and Darth Vader into it. Like, if you're going to center a story around a character who becomes a Jedi, they don't have to be involved in the fight with the Empire. They don't even have to be in the same time period. It's like
honestly, I think Jedi Fallen Order could have been a lot more interesting for me if it was just a story about a guy who's like didn't want to get outed by someone else for being like a Jedi, right? Like if the whole story is like maybe you interact with the Empire a little bit. But the point of it is, like, I just want to get by in life. The Empire is hunting me. If I get anywhere near them, they're going to kill me. I'm not even going to try that. The whole point of this is for me to not, like, not be outed by the Empire and for them to not find me.
And instead, help people on, like, backwater worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just something...
Yeah.
Something that...
Like, that would have been amazing. Like, give me more of that. I'll eat it up.
If the entire antagonistic thrust of the game was that you had, like, one Inquisitor on your trail, and they were the bad guy for the game, and you were trying to stay low and not get killed while helping people, I think that'd be vastly better than, like, you know, at the end, Darth Vader finds you and stuff. It's like, at that moment, you die. Like,
that's where I went too far.
Vader. Apparently, I just described the Ahsoka book. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, shoutouts to Interd for reminding.
Is the Ahsoka book even canon at this point?
Yeah, it is.
So when does it take place? Does it take place before or like after Clone Wars, before Rebels?
Yeah, and the Ahsoka book even references like the Siege of Mandalore and like her and Rex like faking their own deaths and stuff. And this came out in like what 2014, 15? Like it was one of the first canon books.
Wow.
Yeah, it's okay. It's so just okay.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean,
I like the idea of a contained story in Star Wars. We don't get those anymore. Everything has to be the biggest thing ever.
Canon, yeah. For real, arguments about canon are goofy to me, just because like all of the stuff that's like, you know, oh, is that canon? That ties into the stories. They're all retcons. And it's just like, it's just additive onto the real story.
Right,
so
yeah.
It's like, it doesn't actually massively change anything. And it's like the extended universe was purged, so it's like, when dumb stuff happens, it's like, is that canon? It's like, none of it's canon. It's all stuff that you can completely ignore.
Right, yeah.
That's what I try to tell people who get all worked up about, like, oh, like, this should be canon, and this being canon is bad. And I'm like, it doesn't really matter, you know.
Yeah, like, does it matter that a story completely isolated from, you know, the main story is canon or not? Like, whether or not this is canon literally changes nothing in Star Wars, so...
Yeah.
To me, real canon ends at the movies, and I've come to consider the TV shows. But, like, after that, everything else is, like, no, it's tentative. Because
but that's
the main thrust.
That's true, but that's not really our decision to make. Like, technically you can ignore it, but that doesn't change the fact that it's, like, canon. You know?
So it's canon. I think he just means that, like, at any given time, the movies can supersede it. Like, if they just...
Because that was George's thing with the prequels.
Right. Like, whatever. Like, you guys can have your supplementary Star Wars material, but I'm not gonna be a victim to that if I have a story I want to write and someone has written something that contradicts with it. Which I think is, like, that's how that should work. Like, I mean, I appreciate that Disney tries to give everyone a reason to care about anything by making it canon. But, like, I'm not gonna, as a fan, I'm not gonna get upset if they do something that contradicts a book because, like, the movie makers that they hire for these things, like, aren't reading these books. The vast majority of the Star Wars fandom aren't reading these books. I don't want for the books to cripple what might otherwise be a very interesting story to tell on screen.
Yeah, and you know that's what I don't get about people being upset about, like, Luke's character contradicting, like, Jedi Goku from books from the 90s. Like,
Jedi
Goku
Goku
from the 90s don't matter, and even when they were canon, they never mattered because they were basically like side stories, supplementary material that really didn't add anything to the main story. Like, they happened after. So
like,
I think Luke and the Last Jedi was maybe my favorite part of that movie.
Because, like, one of the things that I thought was cool with some of the writing of, like, The Last Jedi especially, is that it tackles and, like, exposes the fact that a lot of tropes that people associate with Star Wars are weird EU things that nerds wrote that, like, weren't that great of an addition to the character. Like, freaking Jedi Goku Luke is really boring. He has, like, no substantial character, and him just showing up as, like, the coolest Jedi ever would have made his appearance entirely pointless and boring. But him as, like, a broken old man that's lost hope is interesting. It's got mythological ties, and it's kind of true to Luke because Luke is kind of a wiener. Like,
yeah. and also, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
It is like poetry. It do be rhyming.
To be honest, I don't really like The Last Jedi that much. Okay. But the one thing
that's fine.
Yeah, the one thing that everybody hates about it is Luke, but I like Luke in that movie. Like, the one thing that everybody else hates about it is the one thing that I like. But,
it's the exact same for me. I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily like it, and the best part of it to me is Luke.
I think, so here's...
And the thing is...
I feel like you're... Real quick, I just feel like you're put in a position where if Luke is Jedi Goku in these stories, then why even tell the story? Like, the galaxy's supposed to be in disarray, and it's like a big deal. Like, this is a huge threat, and we don't know how we're going to deal with this. Well, if we just have Luke chilling here, and he can solve pretty much any problem without an issue, then why, like, to me, that's not even a story worth telling. Like...
Yeah, because if the solution to a story is just, oh, the real hero just comes and it's like, it's chill, guys, I got this, and then just beats the crap out of all the bad guys. It's like, then why are we here?
Like there needs to be that internal conflict.
The point of, you know, if it was, like you said, if it was Jedi Goku in The Last Jedi, then it wouldn't have been told. You can totally reenact Jedi Goku with your action figures and your Lego minifigures.
Yeah.
And you know, as much as people say that scene is stupid, that's what Broom Boy and them do at the end of the movie. Like,
right.
People think
Broom's is stupid. If you want Jedi Goku, then go play Jedi Goku.
Go play a video game. That's what I'm... So here's... My biggest problem with Lucas being Jedi Goku is the Jedi were never that way. The Jedi were never presented as badasses, you know? Like...
Yeah.
They were just
Jedi
like...
weren't supposed to be Goku.
Yeah, like, destructive power was never a Jedi trait. Like, we never just saw them just, like, creatively murder people. They were all pretty... Like, the prequel Jedi didn't do much more than we see Luke do in episode 6, right? Like,
yeah.
And even getting to the core of Jedi with the original trilogy, it's like Ben and Yoda were sages. They were beacons of wisdom. You never see a scene where Yoda's training Luke in the ways of using a lightsaber. It's all about utilizing the Force.
Yeah.
Nah, man. You gotta have your Jedi lightsaber training to be a powerful Jedi.
I just hate the idea of Yoda, like, pulling out his tiny lightsaber again. Like, that's something the comics would do, and I would just, like, close it and burn it.
Obi-Wan does some lightsaber stuff. But that was
But that was for defense, you know. He was training Luke how to...
Yeah, that wasn't
himself with his eyes closed.
That wasn't lightsaber training so much as it was just like trusting in the Force. Like
trusting, yeah.
Like what Luke did on the Falcon was not combat training at all.
Energy around you know.
Sure.
Like the fact that people would look at that and be like,
Jamin Grove in the chat said it best. Jedi are supposed to be like monks, not Genghis Khan.
The fact that people look at, like, that scene and say, oh, like, there's Luke's lightsaber training, where was Rey's lightsaber training? Like, that's the argument? Like, really? Like, because Luke did that, like, he's allowed to be able to swing a lightsaber? Like, I watched episode 7, and, like, Rey's, like, pretty handy with a staff, and she can fight, and I'm like, okay, cool, she can fight. That's all I need to know.
People be like, where was Rey's lightsaber training? On Jakku for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, Luke never really does a lightsaber fight in episode 4, and then there's quite a bit of space between episode 4 and 5, and then Luke gets like thrown around by Vader, so like
But during that point he doesn't train with the lightsaber, and even to further that point, Luke leaves Yoda.
I think in some of the comics he definitely uses his lightsaber between 4 and 5. But
I mean, he might use it, but I'm saying he's not extensively training with it. Like,
well, I think he's kind of training himself with it. But.
So is that so? Then why is it okay for Rey to just train herself with a lightsaber and she's good?
Well, she never. Never mind. Seriously.
No, I'm seriously like it's like.
I mean, what?
My point is, like, if it's just oh, you can just train yourself with it, then like, why is Jedi training even like important? Like, just get your lightsaber and train yourself with it. Boom, you're good. Like, no big deal.
I don't know, but I think he does get some help, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know anything.
But he doesn't go back. But he doesn't like. Okay, I think Obi-Wan obviously never trained with a lightsaber, like to fight with it. I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption. Like, he might have used it, and it might have been self-taught, but, like, he wasn't training how to fight with it. Because even at the end of episode 5, up until that point, like, he's not great with it. He looks honestly kind of clumsy with it. And then between 5 and 6, like, on the next time he goes back to Yoda is like, so that's like the next time he sees him. And Yoda doesn't train him with a lightsaber then, but he's much better with the lightsaber at that point. Like in episode 6, like he's good to go. Like, so I don't understand why do people put so much emphasis in being trained with a lightsaber when I'm almost pretty sure Luke was never trained with one. That's not even
the point of being a Jedi.
Yeah, like Yoda obviously didn't train him with it. Obi-Wan was training him while using it, but he certainly wasn't training him to fight with it. I would take Rey's combat experience over whatever training Luke might have gotten with a lightsaber, because it seems to make more sense to me.
Hey.
Hey, it's me.
And all this stuff is like, it's supplementary material though. Like when there was none of this supplementary material, like we didn't, like I guess we just had to assume that Luke must have, like I said, he never uses the lightsaber in episode 4. Or not much, at least. And then in episode 5, there's like the space between. So I guess before there was the supplementary material, we were just supposed to assume that he was doing some sort of training.
I think the point was that, I mean, maybe, like, I think the problem is training with a lightsaber was never a big deal until the prequels for some reason, which is weird because we don't see people train with lightsabers in the prequels either. Like, Anakin never trained to be younglings. But I would say that's the same thing. That's not them training with a lightsaber.
Even the youngling scene is the same thing as Luke's.
Yeah, they're not like fighting with it.
Yeah, they have the little balls and the little helmets. So
that's why I still to this day find it so confusing that people put so much stock in the lightsaber training. Like it's this extensive thing we've seen in Star Wars, and no one's ever been good with a lightsaber unless we saw them train with it for, a few years. But we've never seen that in the films. Like,
honestly, in general, the emphasis the fandom has on training for Jedi kind of like it's weird to me just because, Luke goes to Yoda for training in the ways of being a Jedi, but in Empire, it's very much like expressly stated and elaborated on that the main thrust of having strength in the Force is faith. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then afterwards, when you get to the prequels and EU content after that, it's almost more treated like this goofy video game skill tree system.
Yeah.
Where you have to grind for Jedi power, and any character that just has aptitude with the Force is a Mary Sue somehow. When Yoda just, because he tells Luke straight up, it's like, you don't believe in your prowess with the Force, so you're destined to fail.
Right. Yeah, the Force was more belief than anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, when Luke even goes back to Yoda in episode 6, and I mean, there's not that much time between when he trained with him last time, and he's like, okay, what more do I need to know? How can I become a Jedi? And it's not, oh, you need to put in 3 more hours with the lightsaber, bro, or you need to expand your Force skill tree. It's, oh, you need to confront Vader. That's your ultimate test as a Jedi. And we saw how that kind of manifested itself, but it wasn't about training. It wasn't about how well he could fight. It wasn't about how many Force powers he had. It was more just... I feel like a Jedi's journey should be more of an internalized thing. It's more of a what obstacle about your personality do you need to get over to be able to live your life like a Jedi? And Luke's in original trilogy was confronting his father, who is evil, and not being tempted by the dark side, essentially. That was kind of Luke's path. Vader was meaningful to Luke's path in that way. And I feel like it should be unique to everyone, maybe if the prequels cared at all to explore Anakin's actual path to becoming a Jedi, maybe that could have been letting go of his mom or something along those lines, or accepting that he's not all powerful, and that could have just been something he couldn't get over. And we kind of see that that's part of the story, but no one ever it's not a part of a story in regards to him becoming a Jedi. It's just that's more of a part of him falling to be a Jedi. At the point where we see in episode 3, we just assume he's already a Jedi, and everything else is just whatever.
Yeah, I will say though, the prequel, the point of the prequels except not in Disney canon apparently, but the point of the prequels were the Jedi have grown to be stupid. Like, they're...
See, I don't...
I guess...
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Their, government, collapsed, and they're not very smart anymore. That's why, all of them died to Palpatine.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I think that just saying, oh, they were stupid during that time isn't really a valid excuse for everything wrong with the prequels and the Jedi.
I guess they're just mind clouded by politics or whatever.
But is that really something the prequels are trying to show us? I disagree with that. I don't think that's part of the story that George is trying to tell. I don't the point of that wasn't, the Jedi are so bad now and they've lost their way. This is what was supposed to be the height of the Jedi, and when Obi-Wan talks about those days of being a Jedi, he talks about them fondly, that was the height of us, we were the guardians of peace in the galaxy, and the dark times weren't because
before the Empire.
Yeah, the dark times weren't because we as an institution were failing or because we as an institution lost ourselves. The dark times were because the Empire came around and basically took advantage of one of us, and that was the reason we all went away. Not really because of anything that we inflicted on ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, Luke in The Last Jedi sort of, I guess, also follows in line with what I said, though, because he doesn't he himself said that the Jedi weren't smart. They didn't really know what they were doing. The Jedi are now gone. He doesn't want them to stay there.
I agree. No, that's I mean, which is good, because that's the only time anyone in any of the movies actually makes that apparent. You can see what happens and you can kind of make that excuse. Oh yeah, this is why the Jedis are sucky in the prequels. But Luke's the only one who actually points that out in the films. Outside of that, it's just kind of
Last Jedi made the prequels a little bit better in my eyes.
That I always tell people that The Last Jedi handles a pretty important a pretty important, not necessarily plot hole, but just problem with the prequels.
But if you just look at the Jedi in the prequels, you can tell that they're not that great. But I mean, it might not be the point, but you can still just look and see for yourself. You don't need Luke to come and say it.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
I think the Jedi are portrayed as, well, they're not portrayed as dumb. They're not supposed to be dumb. It's just that George didn't write them very well.
That's pretty much the prequels in a nutshell.
Also, I just want to pop in real quick to say a quick thing. So a few people in chat are using the argument of, Luke in the comics found Jedi
holocroned train with it.
First off, people, you can't use supplementary material made decades after the movie to so-called strengthen your argument. I mean,
we just had a whole conversation about that. They don't really matter.
Disney could just make a comic about Rey, before Force Awakens, training with a stick. Is that gonna satisfy you? I mean, it's still after Rise came out and there was a whole thing. It's the book fixes the movie by explaining that Palpatine was actually a clone, and it's that
shouldn't have to
doesn't
read a book
change
to understand
anything. If it's not shown,
it less dumb.
It's just
I think when the book came out after the movie, the person that wrote the book was oh shoot, we didn't explain how he was back. Well, let's do this.
I brought up Luke in the comics earlier, but I said that because those came out decades later after the movie, so you can't really that wasn't the intention initially necessarily.
Yeah, I think you guys already had this argument. I just wanted to pop in real quick. See ya. It's a good point, but yeah, it's something where additional material can put out retcons for old material, explaining and elaborating on things, but because it's a retcon, it's just that's not how it was originally, and it doesn't retroactively fix things.
It's fans.
It's good for you as a fan to accept it, but that doesn't make the writers less lazy for not doing that work whenever they initially wrote it.
Yeah, it just means that somebody came in afterwards and plastered the hole.
Yeah. And with this whole conversation about supplementary material, like, okay, sure, we're the fans, we're the diehard fans who, want to know all the lore, but, like, we're only a small minority of the average audience who, watches the main movies, like, once or twice and nothing else, and they don't really care about small little retcons and explanations from expanded universe or on how things really are or how things quote unquote should be. Like, it never should be about appeasing the fans. It should be about like telling a good story.
Yeah, I mean, because like at the end of the day, it's entertainment, really.
Yeah. Like I like to say, at the end of the day, they're just dumb movies about space wizards. Like
they are dumb movies about space wizards.
I mean, like that was one of those things. Is why when people get mad about like the fact that Disney nuked the EU in terms of connection to canon and how they should have respected it because canon. Like a lot of diehard fans loved it, and it's like, okay, so here's the thing: you guys are kind of, like, not just kind of, but like very much a minority of general fans. So if they did pick up after the EU, how are they going to explain to a general audience things like, oh, Chewie's not around because he got nuked by a moon? Like,
yep.
He's just dead. It's like you can't explain those things. You have to explain decades upon decades of extended material that somehow tried to all be canon. When you could just say, none of that happened, because movie viewers aren't going to care. Like,
the fact that there's actually fans out there who are upset that Disney didn't, like, adhere to the EU just blows my mind. Like there are people who actually have that opinion. Like, how is that ever going to work? Like,
you're not a true fan unless you've read 40 years of extended material and played it.
But the thing is, even when the old EU was around and the Clone Wars was coming out, like, even that didn't adhere to the EU. Like, for example, the planet Dathomir, like, in the book it first appeared in, which is it's a pretty stupid book called The Courtship of Princess Leia, where Leia basically cheats on Han with like a prince of a planet. And
what the heck?
Like Han Solo wins the planet of Dathomir in a game of Sabacc, and Dathomir is like a really beautiful tropical world of like hot girls and hot witches and then the Clone Wars comes around and it's like spooky town over there. Like they never. The point I'm trying to make is that they never cared about your precious EU.
Nah, see what happened was just somebody came along, like a land developer came along and turned it into Space Bahamas, dude. That's all that happened.
So as much as I'd love to continue this conversation, I have to go to work pretty soon. I gotta get ready for work.
Oh man!
But this was such a fun stream. I love getting to talk Star Wars with you guys. Like, this was
it's fun. It's
good
fun
time
to talk with everybody.
Absolutely. So
Indeed.
thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'm almost finished the second one, so I got 2 of these boxes right here now, which is good stuff.
Yeah.
Ayo.
But yeah, let's I don't know what I was gonna say. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks to all of the guests who tuned in to the stream. It was such a fun time getting to talk to you guys. And
thanks for having us.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, there'll probably be a minifig wall update. I got some pretty nice figures for the wall, so stay tuned for that. And have a wonderful day. Stay safe.
You too.
You too.
See you.
Ayo.